Is that what a failed Botox injection looks like? I think it is. So this update brings nothing of note. So why am I even making this video? It brings Elite Rhea Ripley, Roman Reigns, and what they consider this to be Trish Stratus. Yeah, so there's really not much else to talk about, aside from the fact that there is a new My Faction pack that is coming called the Winter Warriors, which is housing new frames and a new event. There's no bug fixes, no gameplay changes, nothing that's still broken that needs to be addressed that's been addressed. Irony of Winter Warriors, they could have been Winter Warriors by actually going to hard work with a final hurrah before introducing 2K25 and dumping 2K24. They really, really need to polish that turd. Make it real shiny. Make it real good for the people that are a year behind, that like to wait for games to go on a deep, deep sale, wait for them to get patched up and all that before they pick them up, to have some sort of faith in the company. You see, since these new devs took over a couple of years ago, they don't exactly have a great track record. But for me, this is the best version of the game by them. I don't even want to say their name. That, and because I kind of forget who they are. I totally forget. I think it's Take-Two Interactive. I always get confused sometimes. Don't forget, there's a difference between the publisher and the actual developer. But I think Ukes is who used to be really good, and their last game was in 2K19, which was a very, very solid game. If they remade 2K19, 2K14, SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain with Brock Lesnar on the cover, that would be pretty cool. And there's some other games in there that are worth mentioning. But the point is not much has been touched here. It's frustrating. I just made a video, actually, on how to edit all the tires, rename them, make them the default. Holy shit! I redid the video like 5 times, and it still took me like 10 minutes to explain it properly in full detail as a walkthrough, because that's how convoluted that shit is. And it should not be that way, but it is. And that's the problem. This game had a real rocky start. The camera was like panning when I didn't ask it to pan. Or it would do the action cut camera. I'm like, I blink enough as it is. I'd blink 3 times and I was like in 3 different positions. And I really didn't like that. The pin sliders weren't working. That carried over from the last game. There's just a lot of stuff that carried over. But thankfully, they did address a lot of the big issues, at least that I'm noticing. So yeah, anyways, just wanted to rant a little bit, share this with you, that this is a thing, and that basically nothing was added except for, of course, things that have to do with My Faction, right? Yeah. Since 1.19, 2K have not published patch notes. To me, that's ridiculous, whether they're responsible or Take-Two Interactive, just a whole company as a whole that's responsible for that. They should be doing it. Every developer should always have the goddamn fucking patch notes when they launch. I don't care how small or how big they are. There are small indie teams, okay, that have these small games that have these patch notes that I used to narrate on my main channel. Sometimes it would take me 15 to 20 minutes, and you know how fast I can talk. It would take me a very long time to get through all the patch notes. And I'm like, they did it every single time. There was no excuse. There should be no excuse. Even if you don't add much, acknowledge that you updated the game. There are some patch notes, even if they're very minimal. Tell us what they are. I shouldn't have to go to What's the Status and SmackDown Hotel and MP First and play the game myself and have the whole community come together and go, did it change anything? Oh, Hogan's mustache. It fell off again. Oh, okay, check mark. Shouldn't have to be that way. Really shouldn't. That's probably, honestly, my biggest piss off, almost more than the glitches that are still in the game, is the lack of communication, the lack of consistency. It really gets under my fucking skin. On a higher note, I hope you're all doing well. I'm having fun. I actually tweaked some attires after I made that video, and I was like, oh, that's how you do it. There's a lot of trial and error, and I'm actually having a little bit of fun. Like I said, I've always enjoyed the game, and when I do get really frustrated, I oftentimes try not to dunk too much on something, even when it deserves it. I'll do like 1 or 2 videos, I'll get the point across, and then after that, it's not me sugarcoating it, it's not me being a shill. Believe me, I'm never going to be sponsored by 2K. Because of how I talk about them, and because I'm not socially relevant enough. I do like to be a little bit more uplifting. Nobody wants to listen to somebody that's constantly complaining about you. No, unless you're like Dave Chappelle funny or Kevin Hart funny, you know what I mean? And you have something to say that's actually going to entertain people, well, then at that point it's okay, because now there's an entertainment value to that, right? I'm not funny enough to do that. So I don't want to just sit there, like I said, and just talk some shit. We all know how much it stinks. But I like to take it for what it is, and I genuinely do overall enjoy the game. And I do believe that 2K25 is probably going to be a small stepping stone better than 24. Maybe not by much, but I have been seeing it myself. Maybe you don't. Each iteration of the game by these people that they pump out, it's slowly but surely getting better and having less of the bigger glitches that at least I'm personally noticing and coming across. Okay? So take care. Thumbs up if you liked the video. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. Thumbs down if you didn't like the video, and I'll bend it in half, twist it, and I'll backhand you a couple of times, and then you'll have a face looking like that. It'll look like that. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally, that would be great now, wouldn't it? But if not, trust me, I get it. Thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and if I'm lucky, maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.